My name is Reyna Nasi, the only daughter of the extraordinary Doña Gracia Nasi. To the world, she was one of the wealthiest women who ever lived. Kings sought after her fortune, emperors feared her influence, merchants crossed continents hoping to earn her favor. But to me, she was simply my mother. When I close my eyes, I do not first remember the powerful woman who challenged kings. I remember the woman whose embrace made me feel safe, even when the whole world seemed determined to destroy us. She once told me about the day her childhood ended. She was only 12 years old. Her parents quietly led her into a small room with no windows. They locked the heavy wooden door behind them and lit a single candle. In that trembling light, they revealed the secret our family had carried for generations.
You are not truly Beatrice the Lunar. Your name is Reyna Nasi. You are a Jew.
Can you imagine hearing those words as a little girl, learning that the life you had always known was only a disguise? That one careless word could condemn your family to torture or death? My mother told me she never forgot that moment. That frightened little girl carried that secret for the rest of her life, and somehow, instead of breaking her, it gave her a purpose. When my father, Francisco Mendez, died unexpectedly, my mother was only 28 years old. Most widows would have mourned in private. My mother barely had the chance. She inherited half of the greatest banking empire in Europe, and overnight she became one of the richest women alive. With that fortune came enemies more powerful than most people could imagine. Kings wanted her wealth. The Holy Roman Emperor Charles V wanted to seize everything she owned. The Inquisition wanted her life, but they made one terrible mistake. They believed she would be afraid. Instead, my mother fought them with the very thing they desired most, her wealth. She turned fortunes into jewels that could be hidden. She built secret escape routes across Europe. She bribed officials, deceived governments, and financed the rescue of thousands of Jewish families fleeing the horrors of the Inquisition. Every life she saved became part of our family. She taught me that courage is not the absence of fear. It is choosing to protect others despite it. When we finally reached Istanbul in 1553, I watched my mother do something I will never forget. For the first time in her life, she no longer had to pretend. She laid aside the Christian identity forced upon her and proudly reclaimed her true name, Doña Gracia Nasi. I still remember the peace on her face. It was as if she had finally come home. Yet, even then, she told me something that has never left my heart. Saving Jews is not enough, she said. Our people need a home where no one can force them to hide again. 300 years before Theodor Herzl formalized political Zionism, my mother dreamed of rebuilding Jewish life in our ancient homeland. In 1558, she secured a long-term lease of Tiberias in the Galilee. She became the first Jew to hold regional ruling authority in the land of Israel since ancient times. She did not see empty ruins, she saw hope. She restored the city's ancient walls so Jewish families could live in safety. She planted thousands of mulberry trees so refugees could earn an honest living instead of surviving on charity. She supported the printing of the Ferrara Bible so Jews who had been forced to abandon Hebrew could once again discover the faith of their ancestors. Everything she built was an act of love, not for herself, for a people she believed deserved to stand proudly again. My mother died in 1569. She was only 59 years old. The deepest sorrow she carried was that she never lived to walk through the streets of the renewed Tiberias she had sacrificed so much to build. Sometimes I wonder how she would feel if she knew her dream would inspire generations still to come. Today, history remembers Doña Gracia Nasi as a financier, a diplomat, a philanthropist, and a visionary. I remember something even greater. I remember the little girl who was told she had to hide. the young widow who refused to surrender, the mother who taught me that faith is stronger than fear, the woman who believed the Jewish people deserved not only to survive, but to live freely in their own homeland. The world remembers her accomplishments. I remember her heart, and I hope now you will too.